Welcome back, everyone, to the Creator Spotlight here on Fightful Overbooked. I'm Jeremy Lambert, and I'm here with a man you recognize, one of the top names in independent wrestling, the king of independent wrestling, Joey Janela. Joey, how you doing on this Tuesday?
Doing pretty good. Just did a signing in Long Island, New York, and I'm back on my bullshit doing Fightful interviews in my car. In my 2008 Toyota Yaris.
I know you're used to talking to Sean Ross Sapp, and he's always looking for the top scoops and stuff, right? Sean wants all the dirt and everything. He wants the clickbait headlines and stuff. I've been waiting a year to ask you this question. On February 2nd, 2022, you tweeted, "Now watching a show called F-Boy Island. Looks like something that's right up my alley." I've been waiting a year to ask you, what did you think of F-Boy Island?
I think I got halfway through the season, and then I stopped watching for some reason. I guess I got too busy. I like the show Temptation Island.
That's a good one.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Ruining relationships. It is a wonderful show, train wreck to watch. And you never know. You never know. I might have to indulge myself in Temptation Island.
Oh, Temptation Island is the absolute best. You did tweet a little bit later that you were 5 episodes into F-Boy Island and there'd been no fucking. And so I think you tuned out after that.
That's probably why I turned it off. There was no cheating. The thing I like about Temptation Island is when the one guy on the one season, he cheated. He had a threesome with 2 girls. And then they show his girl the clip, and she has a nervous breakdown. And I don't mean this to laugh about it, but I guess I get pleasure out of watching other people suffer.
Oh, it's the greatest reality train wreck television. Temptation Island is legitimately one of the best trash reality shows out there.
Well, that's what they get.
It's literally designed to break up these couples, right? That's what it's there for. Hey, go be around 20 or however many other singles it is, and don't try to sleep with them or anything. And it's what do you think is going to happen on this stuff?
You're signing up for what you get, so
yes.
That's on them. They for the little bit of fame they get, the little bit of Instagram clout. If you want to ruin your relationship and make your significant other suffer, that's on you. It's viewing pleasure for me.
Have you heard of the show MILF Manor?
No, I haven't heard of it. I think I need to be on it though.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It is older women in a house with younger men, but it turns out the younger men are all of their sons. And it is the most uncomfortable, awkward thing in the world, but it is just top tier,
What's
trash
screening
television.
This on?
It's on TLC.
Oh, of course it's on TLC.
Home of the 90 Day Fiance universe.
I'm gonna go check it out as soon as I get time.
There's been 4 episodes so far, 3 or 4 episodes. So you got a few new episodes are every Sunday. So you got a few to catch up on. It's
catch up.
Top tier trash television.
Oh, perfect.
All right. I want to ask you about GCW and the upcoming Collective, your spring break show. I mean, I don't think it's arguable to say it's the top independent show of the weekend when it comes to WrestleMania
year.
weekend. I would say yes, of the year, and even some people would consider it bigger than WrestleMania. You got Kota Ibushi coming to the show. How did this come together?
One day, Brett Lauderdale hit me in the DMs, and he said, we might have Ibushi for spring break. And I was confused on what he was talking about. I was like, Kota Ibushi? And he was like, yes. It's like Barnett is going to get us Kota Ibushi. And I guess Kota Ibushi has been following GCW, also following Bloodsport, wanted to participate in Bloodsport. And so we got him for Bloodsport, and we got him for spring break. And Kota Ibushi fits right in GCW world of 100%.
Kota Ibushi's a crazy man. Whatever he can jump off of, he's gonna attempt to jump off of. So yeah, he definitely fits with GCW. Have you personally thought about bringing back like Kaiju Big Battle, like in just having Ibushi dress up as some type of dinosaur or dragon or monster so he can participate in that?
No, not yet. Not yet. We'll take it day by day.
He
I've
loves
done
that.
kaiju. I dressed as I did kaiju. I dressed as like it was like a cyclops octopus. Maybe Cycloptopus was the name. I did it in New York City, and I did a dive, but I couldn't see. I did a front flip off the top rope, but I couldn't see where I was going, so I completely missed everyone and just flipped from the top rope to the floor in a Cycloptopus costume. And that's my Kaiju Big Battle experience.
Did anybody know it was you underneath the costume?
No.
I
I
just
think it was after a
exposed.
show in New York in like 2013, maybe 2014, maybe 2012. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely did it once. And it was definitely a goal of mine to do it. And now that I did it, I never want to again. So
It's this right up like 3 a.m. show after all the other shows. Just go do Kaiju Big Battle and have a good time. Speaking of people in costumes, we don't know who this man is. I'm not 100% convinced it's a person in a costume. I think this is a real person. Early morning Guy Steele. Where did you find this guy?
I don't know, ask Cody Rhodes.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor that it's Cody Rhodes. No. I've heard the rumor that it's Kota Ibushi as well, which now we'll see if we see them at the same place at the same time WrestleMania weekend.
We'll see. Early morning Guy Steele is going to be all over the place Mania weekend. He might be at spring break. He might be at Bloodsport, but also he has his own stage show for the first time. I don't know where it is. That's some kind of improv. I think an improv theater in LA. You have to go to follow him on Twitter, figure it out. He's doing his own stage show. I will be there, of course, because I'm so close to the Guy Steele ordeal. So go check it out. I will be there. I'm going to be doing some weird shit with Guy Steele, I think in the middle of the night. So check it out. And most likely you'll see him some other places as well on WrestleMania weekend.
Do you know what you're doing at Guy Steele's show yet? Has he clued you into anything?
As far as they told me, it was some kind of chicken wing eating contest.
Is he going to be in the clusterfuck again?
Thing is, there might not be a clusterfuck this year because I'm struggling right now. I'm not making those checks anymore. So Prince in Saudi Arabia hit me up, and he goes, "We'd like to purchase the clusterfuck." They said it's a good place for Yokozuna to return. I said, "You know what?" I said, "Yeah," and I got the email for the Ultimate Warrior too if you need him. So you might see the greatest clusterfuck coming to Saudi next year. But also in other news, spring break is going to be so unbelievably stacked this year that we might just not have room for it. And I want everyone to have time. I feel bad for a lot of workers that I've told, like, they look forward to doing the clusterfuck and they look forward to having fun. But that match is one of the most pain in the ass matches to put together ever. I was a part of it last year, putting it together, and it is a daunting task. But I do want everyone to have time. That match goes 45 minutes to an hour sometimes, and I'm trying to go for a little bit of every flavor of previous spring breaks. You have the work rate matches, you have the dream matches, you have the wackiness, but it's hard to do with the one night and the stack card we're trying to put together right now. So
with WrestleMania going to 2 nights, and now you've got NXT running Saturday afternoon and everything. I know you did the 2 nights last year, I believe, because one night was just a clusterfuck. But now just going to one night. What went into that decision?
I like to switch it up. I don't like to do 2 nights every year. There's so much stuff running this year too. I think there's a lot more stuff running this year than there was last year. So it is hard. Next year in Philly, there'll definitely be 2 nights because we're close to home. We'll definitely be in. I hope we're in Philly somewhere. But it's my new home of the bad boy, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You see how funny how things work out? I moved to Philly and the Eagles get the Super Bowl. I think I'm a good luck charm in Philly. So I think we're going to have a good spring break, too, for next year. But this year, I think maybe we'll let Saudi Arabia handle the clusterfuck over there, and I'll lend it from them next year.
Can you do like a CGI in Saudi Arabia? Just like project it during spring break, and it's all CGI wrestling. That's what wrestling is going to become in the future, I feel.
Yeah, Saudi's ahead of the trend on
exactly.
That. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, they're ahead of the trend right now in CGI wrestling. And I was talking to one of the princes the other day, and they have holograms and CGI. They want to do like a neat combination of both and have all their favorites in there.
Have you been able to get Omos? I know Brett is working hard. He wants him to come in. Like how close is that deal actually?
I'm trying to do Omos for Giant Silva this year at spring break.
Nice.
In the Battle of the Giants match. I think it's a big draw. Giant Silva, he's trying to get his name back out there. And almost, he's almost, I've been studying him a little bit, and he's not quite there yet. And I think a match with Giant Silva will put him over the top and get him right into that title scene in the Titan.
This weekend, you've got the Jersey J-Cup with GCW, JCW. You're facing Starboy Charlie. You faced him last year. What are you expecting from this match on Saturday?
Starboy Charlie, I got to wrestle him in San Fran. He's a tough kid. Was coming off a injury. After that, he was coming right off the injury when I wrestled him last time, and we got to do some tag team stuff in LA. So yeah, this match is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit tougher for me this time because he's got his footing back in the ring. And but you're in New Jersey. You're wrestling Joey Janela at the J-Cup. So expect a beating. He got a beating last time, but I'm going to give him a beating this time. Like he's my bastard child.
What do you think of just wrestling in tournaments in general? Because it could be up to 4 matches for you in Jersey, and I don't know what the weather is fully out there, but I'm sure it's inside, but I'm sure it's still a little bit cold.
I'm like a tournament. I've done every major wrestling tournament in the world, I think, indie-wise. Besides, I was supposed to do 16 karat, but I think I got injured, so that never happened. And I've never done a Super 8, which is really nothing anymore. But I was supposed to be in that, but I wanted a double shot from Beyond Wrestling in Massachusetts during the day to the Super 8, and they weren't having that. So they pulled me off. But I think I was slated to win that one. So could have been Super 8 champion, but I'm not. But it really doesn't mean anything anymore. I would have just done it just to say I did it because I'm a mark for old indie wrestling. But I've done everything else. I've done Jeff Peterson, which is no longer a tournament, which was a pretty big deal back in the day. Shane Shamrock, TPI, Bola 3 times, a semifinalist once, a quarterfinalist once. I've done Best of the Best. I've done recently in Japan. I've done the Dio Grand Prix, which is a different kind of tournament. That's kind of I guess what do you consider that?
Round robin.
Round robin, yes. Round robin tournament. I've done I say Super Strong Style in England.
I think so.
I've done that one. I've done the one Smash puts on every year. I've done some tournaments. I'm a tournament veteran. I've done the J-Cup. I've done the goddamn J-Cup already a few times in different companies. When NWS had it, I did it a few times, and I've done it for JCW before it turned into GCW. So it's going back to its roots. It's a big tournament. It's a big field. It's a grueling tournament. It is the most grueling tournament, Indian wrestling tournament, probably in a very, very long time. Because usually these are spread out amongst 2 or 3 days. This is 1 day and 4 rounds if you make it to the finals. And I'm beat up. My back is smashed. My neck is smashed. So who knows? I could be out in the first round. I can make it to the second round. So I can make it to the finals. Who knows? We'll have to see. It's the upper echelon of indie wrestling in that tournament. And I think it's going to be a hit. And it's going to be something that people talk about like they talk about Battle Los Angeles in a few years.
I mean, you just look at this field. You got Leo Rush, Tony Deppen, Mike Bailey, Jonathan Gresham, Alec Price, who I think is killing it right now. Billy Starks. Like the field is completely stacked. And you mentioned you're beat up. We can see your eye there. You're coming off it was for the Intense Championship, the AIW Intense Championship. A hell of a match with Derek Dillinger, Paul London, and Wes Barkley. And you were sitting in the crowd at one point in that match, just having a beer while these other guys.
Paul London was wild. Paul London.
That match was insane.
He was like, I got Paul London a little wild for that match in the back. Paul London, he's the man. It's the first time I ever met him, honestly. And we share the same fan chant of "Please Don't Die." So we have that connection, and we clicked like this. Now me and Paul London are like this, and I'm trying to get Paul London to do another run. So
he said
when he's ready, he's ready.
Yeah, he said he was taking like kind of small, like just one-off kind of stuff. He's done a couple matches this year, AIW being one of them after being out of the ring for a while. But he said earlier this year, maybe it was late last year, that like he was going to start taking some bookings and everything again.
Yeah, I said I'll help him out, whatever he needs. I'll get him. I'll let promoters know that he's ready to go, and I'll definitely help him out for sure. He's definitely a good guy, and he's definitely. I had the Best of Paul London on DVD in high school. He was a trendsetter and somebody that he goes to. He was an unlikely guy to, get to the WWE. And he was one of the guys that started that trend of getting guys hired from independent wrestling and seeing how they fare in a bigger national stage.
Paul London definitely, like when WWE after WCW went away and ECW went away, his matches in ROH with whoever he was facing, like AJ Styles. I remember just watching those matches on like my iPod video and Loki and things like that. Like just, yeah, like you said, a guy who had a major influence, and it is good to see him back and good to see just like he's still out there and he is trying to die out there. With
he was bumping his ass off and he didn't want to dive, and I forced him to dive. I said, "You have to dive. All right, I'll catch you if it ends my own life." And I convinced him to dive. He's like, "You're trying to expose me, Joey." I said, "No, I'm trying to make Paul London great again. I'm going to get the make Paul London great again, 2023."
You've worn that hat as a bit, which I'm pretty sure I had to write an article on that. I'm pretty sure Sean was like, "You got to cover that."
I never wore the MAGA cap.
You did.
No,
you wore a red cap though.
It was just in Orlando.
Right.
I just said Orlando that I bought at Walgreens within 15 minutes of driving to do that bit. But yeah, those caps are probably the most unstylish things of all time. Support who you want to support in politics, but the moment you put on that shitty red hat, just realize that your fashion sense is whack, and you probably shop at Old Navy.
How quickly did that bit just come together? You're like, you know what? I got time to kill. I'm going to go do this.
Within 30 minutes. David Bick sent me the link because he knows I enjoy watching him. And I said, "Where is this?" I said, "Where is this?" And then he sent me, and I'm like, "That's 30 minutes for me." I was at Walgreens. I bought that hat, and then there was a TJ Maxx right behind the Walgreens. So I went to TJ Maxx. I bought the plaid shirt. I bought the shitty sunglasses and the oversized khaki pants. And I just went in there and snuck in there halfway through. I missed Drake, but I made my stink. And I was like, guys, did you see me? Did you see me? And they're like, no, we didn't. I was like, damn it. And then the next day I woke up to a shitstorm of me on the Orlando news. And,
Did you ever hear from him? Because you said you got a text from him. Did you ever have like an actual conversation with him?
Yeah, here and there. I talked to him on the phone one day when working out, but he was just talking nonsense. But it's whatever. Do your thing. He's back doing death matches, and
yeah, he's in XPW.
Yeah, and he's having some killer death matches. So whatever. It's his beliefs. I don't agree with most of them, but it is what it is. But if you want to come back and you want to do some crazy death matches, I got to respect you for that. And I've certainly been enjoying them. So
there you go. Joey Janela puts over Drake Wirtz. That's the
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't believe in what he believes in, but when it comes to death matches, he's top notch. So what are you gonna do?
And they're running.
I grew up watching him. Like when I was going to GCW every month, he was the fucking guy. So my dream match was against Drake, but no one wants to book it. So they're all, I'm different. I'll 100% wrestle Drake and do a storyline, but it has to be worth it. But no one wants to touch that. So
I'll say, is it worth it? So they do like this Miss MAGA thing in XPW, and I don't know if you want to get involved with that portion.
I don't care. I don't like the thing is I don't care about that. I don't find that offensive because I feel like even though those guys do, some of those guys do believe in. I think Necro Butcher is definitely MAGA. He writes about it, but they kind of look like parodies of themselves. So, and I feel like in movies there's characters, and I feel like in wrestling there should be stupid characters like that as well. I'm surprised there hasn't been like a some kind of Seth Rogen movie about. I think there is. Is there a January? I think there is a Seth Rogen or there's some kind of January 6th movie coming out. It might be Seth Rogen. Yeah, it's like a parody. It's like what they did when they did that North Korean movie.
Right, The Interview.
Yeah, I think it might be Seth Rogen. I could be wrong. You can look it up, but they're definitely doing some kind of January 6th parody movie. So
I Googled January 6th Seth Rogen, and there's nothing coming up.
It's probably not Seth Rogen. There's someone else. They're doing some kind of comedy movie about this that day. But so
they've parodied it on like late night shows and things like that.
SNL and shit. They've always parody everything. But me, I don't get offended with that stuff. But do get offended with some stuff, but not really that. I hate all politics. I hate everyone.
What offends Joey Janela?
Yeah. Everyone sucks.
People just in general, terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, both sides I can't. Once you go to right, I can't. Once you go to left, I can't. I'm in the middle. I don't care. I'm I don't even know. My politics beliefs are I don't even know. Mountain Dew.
It's the Chris Rock joke. Like some shit I'm conservative, some shit I'm liberal about. You got to hear what the actual issue is before you make a decision.
When I'm in a hotel, I flick back and forth from Fox News to CNN because it's funny to hear both sides. They're all being ridiculous, and I've always been like that. But when I had to take the shit with Drake and do that bit, I had to get him because he was talking crazy. So I got him, and I got him good. So that's all that matters.
I do want to ask you about your experience in Japan working the DDT round robin tournament, but just Japan in general. You went there before the pandemic and then after the pandemic, although they still have restrictions and everything over there. But how was Japan?
Oh, it's the best. It's kind of difficult being there for 5 weeks and not speaking Japanese. And now I know why so many wrestlers thrive to know Japanese once they get over there, because it's very difficult. But besides that, it's great. Best food, best fans. They're never negative, always positive people. And I've DDT has been wanting to work with me for years. Takagi, he was a fan of me all the way back doing the Invisible Man stuff. So he's been like, we have to try to find a way to get you to DDT when I was with AEW. So the day I decided I wasn't re-signing with AEW, and just the whole situation, I hit up DDT, and they already, that night, 2 days later, they had a tour set up for me. So that's how much we wanted to work with each other, and it's worked out great. Now they're coming over to the United States. We're doing 2 shows with GCW. And
Are you going to be part of those shows?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just it's all come together pretty nicely with DDT, and I like how GCW and Fight Plus is going to be working with Wrestle Universe that weekend, to be able to air those DDT shows on Fight TV and Wrestle Universe. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Have you heard any early feedback returns when it comes to Fight Plus? Because I know GCW shows, like some of those shows, they're definitely outdrawing companies like NWA, and I think they even said like some of the GCW shows were doing bigger numbers than maybe even some of like the Impact shows. So have you now that it's on Fight Plus, have you heard any about kind of early returns on that?
I'm sure they're doing bigger numbers than everyone else. Brett will never tell me. I want to get paid more, and he's not biting. So I have to hit up. Eventually, I might have to storm the Fight TV headquarters and look at the paperwork. I might have to go. Pull out a. I might have to go in there with a machete and say, I need to see these records. I need to get paid more.
Who is storming the Fight headquarters with you? You bringing Gage with you?
I'm bringing the MAGA crew from XPW. We're storming Fight TV. We need to see the records. We need to see me, the Necro Butcher, Jasmine St. Clair, and the we're going in there.
They'd give them up.
They know how to storm the Capitol. We'll definitely storm. We'll definitely know how to storm Fight TV. So we'll do that. I'll see the records, and then, Brett will have to pay me more. He's forced to, but definitely making money. He's definitely making some money.
It's been great for wrestling fans, just having all of the GCW shows accessible for such a low price every single month. So I'm glad that. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are on Fight Plus. It's been fantastic bang for your buck.
Oh yeah.
Joey, I appreciate you joining me today. Anything else you'd like to plug? Let everybody know what you got coming up besides everything. You're one of the busiest people in independent wrestling.
Yeah, nothing really. GCW. I'll be in coming up. I'll be in Atlantic City. I'll be in New York City. I'll be in Toronto, and I'll be certainly at WrestleMania weekend, unless my storming of Fight TV headquarters goes wrong and I end up in prison to get those classified documents. They might be in Brett's house. I might have to call the FBI. Brett might be hauling those classified documents in his house, but I'll be doing Black Label Pro next week. I'll be coming back there, wrestling the Nature Boy Paul Lee, which sure to be a classic.
Oh boy,
that's gonna be a good one. That's Mikey is the one that came up with that match, and I definitely, GCW's running the same day in Los Angeles, and it was like, you want to wrestle the Nature Boy Paul Lee, or do you want to go to sunny Los Angeles, and it's Nature Boy Paulie. And
can't turn that
in
down.
Toronto next week at Lucha Libre. What is it? I look like an idiot. I don't know.
Toronto next week.
Toronto Lucha Libre.
There you go.
I wrestle Gringo Loco. And what else I have coming up? You'll see me in March at Wrestle Pro. I'll be at in New Jersey and GCW and a bunch of other stuff. And then April, I'll be back in Japan after WrestleMania weekend. So
nice. Well, you can follow him on social media at Bad by Janela. Keep up with everything. All right, Janela. It's Janela Baby now.
Yeah, it's always been Janela Baby. If you don't have me blocked, or I don't have you blocked, you can keep up with me there. If not, you'll have to go to the Zandig Wrestling Forum to. It used to be CCW fans, now it's Zandig fans. So you'll have to go to that forum, zandigfans.com, to find out all the information, where to see me. I don't even think they care about me or GCW anymore. I think they're over it. I think they're on the XPW train now.
It is Janela Baby on Twitter. Follow Joey, keep up with everything he's doing, or go to the Zandig forums and see
Zandig forums or Burning Hammer or DOI Wrestling Forum, or you can go to the old Ring of Honor forum too. That Gay probably still posts on. So
he's doing spaces now. He's doing Twitter spaces and teaching people.
One day I got into one of his spaces and I was pretty wasted. And I just said, they said, "Yeah, you have some advice, Joey?" I just said, "Stop wrestling for the gifts." God damn it. Just pretty sound advice.
Learn how to work a hold, kid. Don't try to just. Yeah.
I work a hold. So Gerald Briscoe, we used to do a Gerald Briscoe camp every year, and he would say the same thing every time. We'd wait for it. Me and Rhett Titus and a few others. He'd be like, "You gotta work the holds. Watch Randy Orton. He works the holds." Every seminar I said the same thing. And then one time we were waiting for it, he's like, "Work the hold. Watch Bob Orton. Work the hold." We were like, "Oh, you fucked it up, man. It's Randy Orton." But Joe Briscoe is still kicking it. He does a
podcast.
Social media. Yeah, he has some pretty wacky social media.
He does a podcast every week with JBL. They just tell old school territory stories.
Yeah, he told me he was going to get me in the Cruiserweight Classic 3 years before it happened, and we were just like, this is bullshit. What is this guy talking about? He's like, "There's going to be a Cruiserweight tournament. It's going to be all independent guys from all over the world. They're going to do it." This is 3 years before. And then I wrestled his son and cut a promo, and his son saying he should go fuck himself or something, and Joe Briscoe says, "That's one way not to get booked ever." So I could have made it in the Cruiserweight Classic, but I didn't. Instead, they chose Anthony Bennett, and see how that worked out.
You could have wrestled Kota Ibushi then. He was in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes, but I'll be wrestling him. Never, probably. It's Guy Steele. Guy Steele is wrestling Kota Ibushi, guys.
Oh, shit.
You heard it here first on the Spotlight. Fightful. Guy Steele versus Kota Ibushi versus the Invisible Man versus Yoshihiko in a 4-way dance live on Spring Break in an Inferno match, dumpster match. Storm the Capitol, MAGA flag on a pole match.
This legitimately sounds like the greatest match I've ever heard of, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's going to be all the people from the Capitol and Necro Butcher around the ring as lumberjacks. This sounds like a good match. Rob Black, you're listening. Rob Black, you're listening. This is what you got to do. You got to do a flag match, lumberjack match with all MAGA, legit. Just go somewhere. Go to middle of Ohio. You'll find a bunch.
I'm in the middle of Ohio. Don't come here.
I don't know. One day we were driving from Ohio, GCW, I think it was Columbus to Detroit, and I think Trump was doing his rally that day. And the whole road, we were like, "What the hell is going on here?" Every corner, there's Trump merchandise stands. And I was like, "Oh, wow. Ohio, real MAGA here. They're real MAGA in Ohio." But Trump was just doing a rally right there. That's why there was merch booths everywhere.
Wow, it's
go to
not...
go to Virginia. Go to Virginia. You'll find something.
There you go.
Go to Virginia, not Ohio.
Joey, I appreciate you joining me today. Best of luck this weekend in the JCW J-Cup. And again, everyone follow Joey unless you're blocked, or don't follow him. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Keep it locked here to Fightful Overbooked. We'll catch you guys next time.
Make Paul Lundy great again, baby. Let's go.